Well done, Roger.
Thank you.
How did you turn it around? You lost control of the match at the end of the second set. How did you get back into it?
Well, I thought I wasn't playing that poorly, you know. I thought I was a good first set, and even the second set was fine. I mean, the second break I shouldn't get that one, but the first one I kind of, you know, gave it to him a bit. I think I was up 30 love, and then fought back to 30 all, and I end up hitting 2 foreign errors, which I normally don't do, but that's maybe due to pressure first match and different conditions and wrong shot selection. But you know, he did well to serve bigger and better as the match went on, and once he got the upper hand in the second set, he started to swing more freely and it got more dangerous. And for me, it was just trying to stay calm, trying to wait for my chance, try to create chances when he was not serving as well as he did at times, that I was going to take those chances and hopefully, you know, come through with the victory, which it all, you know, came that way, exactly the way I hoped it to be.
Federer obviously is very difficult against Tsonga when he's playing the way he did. How do you keep your cool during that tough third set and just wait for the time to break?
Yeah, I mean, you just try to stay calm, you know. Absolutely, it's not always in your control when you play Joe, and that's the beauty of it. I kind of enjoy that to some degree, but I think also partially because it was a first round match. I think that's maybe why we saw some, you know, ups and downs from both players, but that's kind of normal, and that's why I'm actually pretty happy that I was able to come through today.
What's the key to return Tsonga's serve? How would you rate your returning game in general?
My returning, or well, I think when Joe's serving well, and I played him in the first tournament of the year in Doha when he was just coming back, I already thought he was mixing up his serve really well, you know, just good slides, good kicks, obviously great power, and then once he gets it going, you know, he starts off every game with a great serve, and then from then on he seems like he's taking all the right decisions. You know, it's really hard to get into any sort of rhythm against him from the baseline, because he's a very good 1-2 puncher as well, which he proved over 4.5 sets against me at Wimbledon, and I think that makes it particularly hard to return sometimes. And today I had flashes of that match, because I didn't have much of a chance for a while on his serve. So you just try your best, and overall I think I've been trying to do different things this year on my returning. At times a bit more offensive, sometimes a bit more, you know, sort of normal the way I return. But recently I've played well, and always depends on what surface you play, which player, depends on how you return, but obviously every player has a certain return style, and mine is obviously completely different because I have a one-hander than all the rest of the top 10 players.
Roger, how do you assess the court conditions regarding versus last year and Bercy this year, and also, like, you know, your schedule right after Bercy? Do you take one day off, for instance, or did you go directly to practice the next day?
No, I took 2 days off, Monday, Tuesday, arrived back here on Wednesday and started practicing again. So I had 2 days off completely. I mean, completely, it's exaggerated, I'm still busy in Switzerland, but in terms of fitness or tennis, I didn't do anything for 2 days. This year it just feels faster London for some reason, because we're coming from a slower Paris, whereas last year Paris was lightning, so you felt this was slow. So I think I'm still just wrapping my my mind around the new conditions. Still kind of getting used to it, but there is maybe, I'm not sure if there's a bit more bounce this year to last year. We'll see how it all plays out, but I think that could be the case a little bit this year.
Roger, we don't see Pierre Paganini at many of your events. Is his presence here, are you working a little bit more on the physical side perhaps at the moment, trying different drills, anything
No,
new?
nothing different. He's supposed to leave today, but his flight got cancelled because of the fog, maybe, I don't know. He wants to leave this place again. I was like, what are you doing, you know? He actually wanted to leave yesterday. I was like, come on, stay for one more day, you know, which he did. But no, he does maybe come to, let's just say, 6 events a year. And then occasionally, if I'm in a Grand Slam final like Paris, he would maybe show up for that. So, but when he feels there's no more to do during a tournament, because it's all tournament rhythm and matches and rest and all that stuff, for him there's no point to stay here, and he does other things. So works really well, and he likes to stay away from the limelight, and kind of it's good this way for both of us.
Roger, like you said, one of the reasons you play fantastic now is you take the Asian swing off and let your body well rested. Now your fans in China is worried about it will become even harder to get you playing Shanghai because you find a successful formula.
No, I don't think I'm playing great tennis just now because of me missing Shanghai. I don't see it that way. It's definitely helped me, and it was necessary because I was hurting a lot after the US Open and Davis Cup. I was having pains in my body which needed some rest, and also looking ahead of next year, because it's an Olympic year next year, I just felt like I needed some time off, you know. And also I do have a family, I do have so many other things going on that sometimes I just need to get away from it all, you know. And I've had a very busy year. I've played a lot of matches again, so that was the reason. And this hopefully is not a trend for the Asian swing, because I care too much about the Asian market and the Asian tournaments.
Roger, can you talk a little bit about the completely different mindset, especially at the beginning of this event? It's so different from the rest that you can lose and not be out of the tournament, which is very different.
Yeah, it is different, and even today at one stage I started, when I was down a break, I was like, oof, okay, so what's the calculation behind this now? I was like, come on, just play tennis, don't worry about if you lose a set 6-2, 6-4, 7-6, you know. If it comes to that, it means it's craziness and you're just unlucky. So, I mean, you try your best and go with it, and obviously I'm very experienced when it comes to round robin play here at the World Tour Finals, but it's definitely has a bit of different feel to it, you know, because you do know you're gonna be here regardless, and that in a way it feels like you have a safety net, but you actually don't, and so it can be misleading, but honestly by now I know how to handle it mentally and the whole deal.
Roger, how do you rate the O2 here as a venue in terms of perhaps your favourite in the whole year? We think it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's very nice. To pick it my absolute favorite would be unfair towards all the other great arenas and places I play tennis at, but this is definitely up there. It's electrifying, it's entertainment, it's got that myth around, you know, having also musicians here during the year. I feel like it's an arena where you'll be proud one day to have played here, I find, you know. And I think it's nice that it's a win-win situation for both, for the city, for the players, and for the arena, and so it's all good news all around, and I've really enjoyed my time all these years here at the O2 now.
What did Thierry think of your performance? Maybe shouldn't he have not been in the box? Or?
If
Thierry Henry?
Yeah, what he thought?
What did he think of your performance?
I don't know. I think he was happy. He wasn't crying when I came into the locker room, but we're good friends, and he's just happy to come and see me play once in a while. We missed each other in New York, actually, even though we were both there. So it was nice to catch up again with him, and he's a nice and friendly guy, look, and I'm sure he hopes that I win, but it's more about seeing each other, really.